Welcome everyone to the channel. I'm going to create a landscape using and sketching with this palette knife. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I'd love to have you aboard.
Hey, welcome everyone. That was my buddy Adam, my co-host. I'm gonna sketch uh, a landscape mountain up here with the knife using burnt umber. Good to see everybody. This will probably I'm gonna do after this one later on tonight. I'm gonna paint an abstract face for you. Okay, if you want to do like something different, but for now, this is going to be I'm going to oversize everything. I made these mountains kind of small, and I'm looking at this and going, wow, that's going to be hard. So when you're first starting out, I'm going to see these mountains here. What I'm going to do is oversize it, and then it's going to be a lot simpler. So let's get started. Let me shut the bubbles off. Those are some new functions I found the other day that are kind of fun. And
If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I'd love to have you aboard.
that's Adam. That's my co-host. All right. So what I have here is burnt umber mixed with some black. We're going to use a palette knife and sketch with this. I'm going to put a. I want to have a large mountain up here. Here's the center. This is the center. I want it just a little bit off center. It's going to swoop down like this. And then we'll have like a small peak over here. I just did one earlier, and I put a horizon way back here like this. It looked pretty cool. So we'll have our horizon way back there, and let's put one a small hill down here, like a small mountain, just right down here at the bottom. I don't want this to be hard, so I'm just sketching this in so we get an idea what I want this to look like. So I'll probably have this mountain kind of swoop down like this. Maybe we can even put some more humps down here. All the way across, maybe. We could put some smaller, like, maybe these will be hills in front of the mountain. You see that? And this will be maybe water back here, like the ocean. That's kind of like how I did the last one, but I actually want to put more mountains back here. So I'm going to make that some land, I think. So way back here, we're going to put some rolling mountains. Okay. Way in the distance there. We'll make this some kind of terrain in here. It doesn't have to be water. We'll make it like very light color though, because it's going to be far away. Now we got all this. We've got all this to deal with. So I want to keep it simple. So how we do that, we're going to run a hill. We'll run a hill down like this. Some kind of hill here. we'll make this like a valley in here, and we'll put another hill here. We'll just put some hills in here. At each hill we'll put some kind of trees going up on these hills. That looks good. That's I just want to sketch the land in. I'm not putting any of the trees in because we can put the trees anywhere, okay, once we get all this in. That's all I want to sketch in right now. And I think I'm going to start with the mountains. So I have to put some paint down. I'm using white and black, okay. I already got a little black there. That's about all I think I'll need. I'll put white over here. And I already got some sap green with some black mix, so I have green. But I'm still going to put down some blue, ultramarine blue, for the sky. And we need some yellow. So I'm using Utrecht acrylic paint. This is yellow medium pure. And I don't think I'll need red. So basically I have sap green with black, blue and yellow, which you mix those two, you'll get green, black, white, and more blue for the sky. So if you're a beginner, you could sketch this in with a pencil too, this design if you want. Okay, let's mix some of this blue with some white, about maybe half of that blue with about half of that white, and we'll get like a light blue here. I wish I could put some music on. I'm going to try and do this one pretty quick, okay? And show you it's not that hard. I'm going to use an acrylic brush. This is a filbert brush. You see how it's round on the top up there? And this is a number 12. It's big, so I can get all this color. What I'm going to do is put the color down from here down, and then we're going to start to paint, okay? We're just going to put, I'm going to pick some colors, and that's what we're going to use, and then we'll start painting once we get all our underpaint in. Let's put a little blue up here, kind of get loose, just run some blue up there. We're going to run a few other colors up here. Let's grab a little bit of the dark blue now that wasn't mixed, and let's put that up in the corner here. We'll make this corner a little darker blue, just like that. Same thing over here, grab a little bit of that darker blue, mix it in with the light blue, and then bring it up into the corner. And you'll notice we get two different values of blue there. See? Now down here, grab some titanium white. Pick up some of this blue at the bottom. And let's bring titanium white down to these hills here. Titanium white. All the way down. Don't touch the mountain, it's probably still wet. Just bring it close to the mountains. I should have grabbed a Pepsi or water before I started. I'm going fast, so this basically, if you notice, I'm just lightening, I'm making the horizon a little lighter than up there, which is kind of obvious. There's the sky is done. So on my last painting, it's easier to do the clouds when the paint is kind of wet. I just got some yellow on my brush. Wipe that off. That'll make a green sky. Let's put some clouds up here. So in this jug I have a little bit of water. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit and grab some of this white, and let's put in some white streaks in our painting real quick. Just anywhere you want. Just white streaks, maybe smaller down here at the bottom. You can get bigger on top. A few white streaks across there. And then lightly blend it. Very lightly. And we'll come back to the sky, and we're going to make some more clouds. What these white spots are going to help us design the clouds when we come back and put more clouds up there, believe it or not. I'm going to mix some light gray for these mountains back here, which all you need is a little bit of white. Let's do it over here. And a little bit of black. And mix those two together. It should go pretty quick now. I'm just going to block in. I'm going to block in all the color now. This was a little more work, the sky. Let's just block in our hills back here with gray. They're rolling hills, so you can roll your brush across the back. And then bring the bottom straight across. If you want them to look like mountain tops, just make the tops a little pointier, okay? If you want them to look more like mountains. Just like that. Now for this color here, I'm going to use, believe it or not, I'm going to use the blue from the sky. Just grab a little bit of the blue that we used in the sky, and let's put this down here. And I think I'm going to put a little yellow in it to, I don't want it to be water. I want it to be more like grayish. Let's just leave it like that for now and see what happens. All right, let's make some darker color for our mountains. Just add a little black now to this gray. You can use your brush. Just make it darker. We want this mountain in the front now pretty dark. Let's just put the peak in first. Both peaks. And bring it, the color down. Let's bring it down about halfway and get some more of that blue from the sky, and we'll put it underneath our mountain. Just the blue from the sky, just to lighten up the bottom of the mountain. Real loose, we're just putting in color right now. Let's make these mountains gray. Grab some of that dark gray again. We got some more mountains or hills here. Let's just put the tops in with gray. This is going to be an easy design for a beginner. And let's just bring it straight across the bottom like this. And maybe we'll pull it down a little here on the left like this. We'll make it look like it's going off over here to the distance. Pull some of this color now to the left. Get some of that blue from the sky and put it in down here and pull it to the right. You can mix it in with the bottom of that gray. This is that light blue from the sky. Very good. Go ahead and blend that down. We could blend this up here as well. All right, so basically what we have is mountains with a little lighter color underneath, mountains with lighter color, hills with lighter color underneath. I'm going to grab this sap green and burnt umber mixture. Sap green, it was like equal, I think it was equal amounts. And let's just put this hill in here. Let's just block it in. This is a mixture of green and brown, burnt umber. It's a cool color. It does have some green in it. I think if we put a little yellow in it, it'll turn green, but let's just block it in dark for now. I told you this was going to be an easy one. All right, there's our hill. Now this, guess what? We're going to take, I'll show you now, we're going to take a little bit of that sap green and brown. Let's put a little yellow in it. See what happens. And we'll put that color down here. See how it's kind of turning a greenish color? Let me zoom the camera in a little more. I should have zoomed it in earlier. There we go. So this is sap green with mixed in burnt umber with a little yellow in it now to make it lighter than that. It's the same color of this, but I added yellow to lighten it up. It almost looks like a greenish color. So we pretty much got all the underpaint done already. We can start adding some stuff in here now. I don't want this to be a hard painting. but I want it to look good. Sometimes when you step back and look at it, you might see something in here that might give you an idea, okay? I was going to try something different today. I don't know if you always watch. I always put snow on my mountains. We can try something different today if you want. And we just put a lighter gray up there. Take some gray here and we'll just lighten it up. Get a lighter gray. And we'll use this light gray and try and lighten up the one side of this mountain. Might be better to use a knife, but let me try the brush first. Lighten it up a little more. I like doing the knife work. It really makes the mountains look pretty cool. But let's just run some color on here and see what it looks like when it's done soaking in. I think I'm going to put snow up there because I like it better. Yeah. We'll use a knife. All right. Let's use a knife up there. Maybe we'll use the gray color so it's not so white, maybe. I'm going to gray up this white just a little. And let's put some snow up here. I always like using the knife. It just makes the mountain look more appealing, you know. What it's doing, it's basically laying the paint on top. It's not mixing in. When you use a brush, it mixes into the paint underneath. So that's why I like using the knife. We'll use a darker blue for the shadow side over here. I just mixed a little bit of blue and white. Trying to paint loose today to get a different look on my mountains. Those look cool. That looks cool. Let's just put a little bit of color on these hills. Take your knife and kind of swoop down on each side of these hills with some color. Just like that. I probably won't put any color on the other side. That looks cool. I'm going to leave these gray way back there. I'm going to run some kind of angle like this. From the back. There we go. Same thing here. Put a few hills down here. Very good. Looks pretty good. I'm trying to make this very easy. I'm going to use the burnt umber with black and design some trees in here now. I'm thinking I want a big tree right in here, coming all the way down. And then I'll probably have one right next to it. And we'll put a small one here. And maybe we'll have one like swooping from over here. That looks good. That looks good. Let's I'm going to put a few bushes down here. This is a fan brush, by the way, number 2. We'll just fill this bottom in with some bushes, dark color. And then I'll put some highlights in it to separate the bushes. This is a quick way to do a landscape. I think it'll look good. Let's make these trees real skinny, okay? Fill up your fan brush, and what we're going to do is put some leaves on these trees, but really I'm going to make them real skinny. Maybe bring them down to there. It's going to be one of those really, really tall trees. Where it shows the some of the tree trunk at the bottom. A different style tree. All right, there we go. Kind of like that. Looks different. Looks different than a lot of the other paintings I do. I like it. I think it needs another one right here. Believe it or not, this trunk needs to be a little wider. Widen up these trunks a bit. Put another one right here. I just think it needs another tree right in here. Very good. Something different. Something different. It needs some trees up here on this hill. Ba 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 ba. Biddy bip biddy boo. I kind of like it. Let me step back and look at this, see what else I can do to it. I kind of like those trees. I could have made them a little. I made that one in the middle too long. I kind of threw it off. This one right here. I kind of threw off the design a little bit. So what I got to do, we got to turn that middle tree into a, it's a bigger tree, okay? I'm going to straighten it out a bit. It's a different type of tree. Where it's really fat, and it's really filled in, and it gets bigger and bigger as it comes down. Let's see if I got enough paint here. I might not have enough paint. It's a really wide tree. Let's just fill it in with color, then I'll highlight it. There we go. That looks better. And then we'll put these trees all the way down. And I think it'll look better if all these were down here, and I can highlight these bushes down here. That's what I'll do. All right, there we go. That's a little better. Now we need one more tree now, believe it or not. We're going to cover up a lot of our scene on the right, but put a few more trees in here. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. I kind of like it now. Let's see how that looks now. Yeah, much better. Much better. Much better. Okay, now we're going to highlight these trees, believe it or not. I think I'm going to use just a light brown, okay? I'm going to take some of this white and mix it into this color over here. And we'll get like a light color, okay? And let's pick out some trees here. We'll have this big one be in the front. I'm going to do it down here first, near the bottom. Highlight it and kind of pick out the branches first. And then I'm just going to highlight the one side of it just to see what it looks like. Okay, I got one small one way back here that's kind of hidden, and a small one over here that's hidden. Let's highlight this guy. Just barely touch it with the corner of your fan brush. And try and create individual branches if you can. It's kind of hard now. You have to kind of pick your branches out now, okay? It's not that hard if you pick the right side of your tree and stay on the right side and just touch and turn your brush every once in a while so you get a different look. And imagine where the side of this tree is and just bring it down, barely touching it. You just want to barely let the paint set on top, okay? Don't smear it in there. If you smear it in there, it's going to blend, and what'll happen is like how we were doing the mountain at first. We just want this paint to rest right on top of that other paint. Just barely touch it with the corner. Okay. Maybe this one's angling in there. Look at that. Doesn't that look good now? I lost everybody. I can't believe I had 5 people on here. I lost everybody. They didn't wait till I put the highlights on. Because I know it looked terrible at first, but
if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I'd love to have you aboard.
There he is. There's Adam. He's asking you to subscribe. I lost everybody.
Welcome.
I
if
had
you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I'd love to have you aboard.
That's all right. I had some people on here watching. All right, now I'm going to highlight this big tree. And then we're going to highlight these bushes down here. And it'll bring that mess all together. I love doing lives, you know, because sometimes I get to interact with some of the people on there. With this big tree now, what you got to do is kind of stand back and look at it and kind of pick out some of the branches. Just touch it with your brush. Load your fan brush up with, this is brown with white, and just touch it. I'm just trying to highlight the right side. See how the light's hitting on the right side of the mountain? So the light is coming down and hitting the right side of these trees. Just the right side. We're going to leave this side dark, okay? It's funny, when I put all these trees up, this dark color, I covered all this up, everybody shut off. Oh, I got a small tree back here I forgot about. It's in the back there. Little small guy. All right, so now you got to pick out the branches here on this big tree. I want this big tree to come down a little further than those, so I'm going to bring it down, maybe down to there. I kind of swooped it to the right. You see that? I want this tree is like the main part of the painting now, okay? I really kind of, all this stuff behind here now is just background noise. So the main painting is going to be this guy right in the middle. And I like the way that's swooping down like that. So just imagine the light's hitting here. It's not going to hit around the side of that tree. But we're going to put some bushes here now. Now when you do your bushes, think horizontal, okay? Just don't think one-dimensional, like think horizontal. Like there might be, let's start a bush up here pretty high on the top of this tree, like right up here. Don't get your don't get too much water on your brush. Just mostly paint, okay? Let's put a bush in here. And as you come down, press lighter and lighter because we want the dark to show through. Okay, so there's one bush, right? Now there's gonna be other bushes maybe below that, so we can put a small bush down here just below it. Like that. And now I see another bush taking shape over here. And one over here. And don't take it all the way down because you got to leave some dark here because I'm going to put some twigs in there. Look at that. It's starting to take shape. Now over here I've got no one watching. So over here now we can make some bushes underneath these trees. Check this out. Now let's put one coming from the side here. Like this. Press very lightly so the dark paint shows through underneath, okay? And then we'll put like another one over here. Just leave the dark color underneath, just a little. This is looking pretty good now. All those people shut off a little too soon. I got a small tree back here. I'm just going to bring it down a little more. So it looks like there's more trees in there. Alright guys, see how I did that? Now you can bring, I'm going to try and bring a little more light to the left. Just a little. I'm going to put a bush down here. I darkened up my color just a little bit to get some different color bushes now. So they're a little different than that. Just a small change in color. Just layer your bushes, okay? Layer them in there. Do one bush at a time and then pick out the next spot, okay? I'm going to try and lighten this up just a little so I can put a bush right in the corner here that's a little lighter. Just so it stands out just a bit. Now take that light color and we can probably pop a lighter bush right in here and layer it, okay? Alright guys, that looks pretty good. Wow, what a what a difference from 15 minutes ago. It looked like just a big brown glob of paint over there. Man, this one's turning out to be my favorite painting. Now let's fix these clouds up now. if you've skipped to this part, you got to go back and see how I put the sky in, okay? And I told you I was going to come back to the sky and doctor it up a little bit. So let's do that now. I'm going to use a fan brush, and I'm also going to fix around the mountain real quick with a filbert brush. I'm making a light blue to get rid of those white, the canvas. Make it a little lighter. I don't like that white to show through from the canvas. That's why I like to use, sometimes I use an underpaint. All right, let's highlight some of these clouds now. If you have a darker blue, like I got a darker blue on here, sometimes you can put some more clouds in there with a darker color by just blending it in like that. It'll just end up looking like a darker cloud, okay? All right, now here we go. We're going to highlight some of these clouds with some white now to bring them out. So clean your fan brush. Just load your fan brush up with some white. And let me start here. You see how we got it like a white streak going across here? I'm going to add a little bit of highlights to the top of that streak. Just like that, just a little. And this one's kind of streaking up here. Just touch the top part of it. Bring that cloud out just a little more. Let me see how that's looking. Yeah, much better. Much better. This brush is kind of, I think I need more paint on it. Basically just putting highlights on all my streaks. And then pulling it to the left just a little. It's going to help it look a lot better. Let me get over here on this side, and I'll even do this blue cloud I did, just a little white on it. This part takes some time to do it, but you could do your sky like this. It looks more natural, or you can do those round clouds that I do. You have to go back and check out. I've got other videos of different types of clouds. And you could put streaks in here like this. So it looks like the clouds are blowing. Wow, that came out great. You see that area there where I did around my mountains to get rid of the white? Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Looks like a cool cloud in there. Let me put a little white on the top of this one. See what that does. Might not have to do those. Those look good like that. I really like that. This one I want to do though. I had to wet my brush just a little. I want this one to look like it's got a white top. Wow, yeah, that came out great. Now see how the cloud, it looks gray here and white on top. I think I can do it on this one a little better. There we go. All right, guys. I kind of like this. I can't believe everybody shut off. You'll have to go back and watch when I put all those trees in. I had 5, 6 people watching, and then they all just shut off. And then they missed all the highlighting. It's funny. It's a funny video because this looked like crap for a while until I put the highlights on there. Now here's another trick with this highlighting. We can put a little white on these bushes and just pick out like the round parts that have like the tops of the round parts, and just hit a little bit of white on those parts. Just a little bit. It'll look like the light's getting down on those parts of the branches. Just a little touch of white, okay? And make sure you're just hitting maybe where the sun would be peeking through here. And don't put too much, just a little bit, okay? Because if you put white on all those, it's going to look ridiculous. I've done it before. You just got to pick a few spots on your tree, okay? Maybe like right down in one section, okay? That's enough. I mean, if you overdo it, it's gonna look ridiculous. So let me put some birds up there. I'm really happy with this one. I think this is my favorite painting so far this year. Wow. I really do like this one. It's this is my favorite painting of 2024. Got to put the birds in there. If you don't have birds, the sky looks empty. I'm going to put a few birds up there in the corner. The birds kind of finish off the sky for me. I really like putting some birds up in there. Look at that. Very simple painting. I really like it. You could also, you see how I put the white down here? You can put a little, maybe a little more white on these, some of these hills. Not too much though. You don't want to kill the painting. The only thing this thing needs now is it needs some twigs. Because, I mean, if you go out in nature, I mean, there's like twigs everywhere. So you got to at least put, you got to put a few twigs in your painting. My brush doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, it's not working right. I think I need a new liner brush. So yeah, put some twigs. Look at that. It's not, my brush is, it's not working. Maybe it's dirty. All right, guys, this one came out good. I really like it. Here's Adam again.
If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I'd love to have you aboard.
It's you type in whatever you want him to say, and he says it for you. It's kind of a cool app. But look at that painting, guys. Man, look at those trees, how they came out. I feel bad for those people that left a little early. But it's funny. If you go back to like 30 minutes ago, this painting didn't look too good, but I think, man, this turned out great. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and look at those, how the bushes came out. Really nice and layered. A little bit of white for highlights. This is a really good one to, if I think a beginner can do this one. I didn't use very many colors. Mostly blue and gray and sap green and burnt umber and black. That's it. Wow. I really like this one. All right, we'll see you on the next video, and cheers.